the sort of feeling now that you've had a few days, a day or two to sort of accept what happened against North?
Yeah, look, obviously the feeling yesterday and after the game was pretty flat, but we reviewed the game, and the main thing now is just sort of to move on as a group, and we had a look at what we need to work on, which we know. We just need to get a good weekend on the track and get ready for Richmond this week.
Dane was pretty honest in his sort of media conference yesterday. Has that honesty been reflected within the group? Yeah,
definitely. We had a pretty honest meeting yesterday, and that's the way you sort of got to have it around here, and we're just ready to move on, and looking forward to taking Richmond on.
What did you just learn out of it?
Look, you got to have your contested ball up. We've got to play as a team as well, which is the main thing. So we can string those together and start playing really good footy together. It goes a long way to us winning, that's for sure.
He was questioning some of the commitment of some of the guys. What do you think of that?
Yeah, look, it's fine. It's honest feedback. If you want to move forward and become a better team, you've got to take that feedback on and just move on as quickly as you can.
Constructive criticism, in other words.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
What about, mate, Richmond obviously had a disappointing result as well on the weekend. It's going to be two pretty desperate teams, I think.
Yeah, definitely. We're both looking for a win. Obviously, you don't want to be 0-3, so hopefully we can get a good crowd here at the Gabba and take on the Tigers Saturday night.
What about? I guess Lepper's sort of made, or he's had the question asked, I guess, in the last 2 weeks, just about guys perhaps not being up to the speed of the AFL starts. Do you think that's right?
Yeah, look, I suppose Lepper and the coaching staff, they get to see the whole game up high and down low, so I can't take anything away from his word, but yeah, look, I suppose you just got to trust the coaching staff and what they do and the team they pick to do the job.
Dane was pretty pointed in some of his comments yesterday, saying that even the forward pressure probably wasn't as good as it should be. I mean, that's sort of your part of the ground.
Yeah.
When he makes a comment like that, does it sort of hit you between the eyes a bit?
Yeah, it definitely does. And I mean, our tackling pressure as a forward group was down. That's for sure, and we need to pick that up. Really pressure the defence down there and try and get a score on the board. That's for sure this Saturday.
That's one of those points that Lepper sort of made post-match, was that the offensive work is perhaps not going, and that's then putting pressure on the defensive end as well, isn't it?
Well, that's right, yeah. Pretty much starts with your defence. You get your defence right, and then you can really work off your offence then and build that during the game. So we just really need, we started well, but we just really need to carry that through, keep that defensive pressure up, and then our offence will roll from there.
News overnight that Closey's gone down for the season. The boys been trying to get around him and keep his spirits up.
Yeah, definitely. There's been obviously a lot of messages, and it's obviously a terrible injury for Closey, but he'll be back better than ever, and he'll bounce back. That's for sure. Yeah.
Do you feel like you're cursed a little bit sometimes? I mean, the injury troubles have hit the club for a few years in a row, and it was going sort of quite well up until the last month or so. And
yeah. Look, I suppose you're right. We've been hit with a couple of injuries, and especially going into the North Melbourne game with Rog going down. But that's just the game. That's footy. So you've got to move on and you take your best team in and just try and get the 4 points and get the job done. So yeah.
Sorry, I was going to say every match is obviously crucial, but the first match against Collingwood at home didn't go so well. You've got another chance this time. I guess the fans don't want to sort of keep turning up to see you put out average.
Yeah, that's right. It's more so it's about the fans as well as us. So we want to put on a good performance for the fans, and we want to get a good crowd here to get behind us, because it goes a long way to us. Having a good win, and when you got the crowd behind you and a bit of momentum, it can do a lot of things. That's for sure. So
when you go 0-2 at the start of the season, do you guys think about that, like in terms of we're losing ground on our opposition already?
Oh, look, not really in the back of our heads. We want to put on a good performance for the crowd and get the crowd behind us. It is disappointing that we are 0-2 and put a couple of performances like that for our crowd, but hopefully we can turn that around this Saturday.
What about, mate, it's the question that gets asked to any sort of second-year player after a great debut season. How are you handling that sort of second-year syndrome, I guess?
Look, I'm not getting too carried away or anything like that. I'm just trying to obviously get better as a player and taking as much info as I can off the coaches and go out there on the weekend and try and do the job they set for me. And the main thing for the team and every player is just to play your role. If you play your role, set the standards that way, you're a good chance of getting the 4 points.
Have you noticed any more attention from the opposition in the first couple of weeks?
Yeah, look, not really. You play down forward, so you've always got a backman on you or whatever. So yeah, I'll just take each week as it comes, do your study, and then go from there.